Think about it like this. RLUSD is the car, XRP is the fuel, and if Ripple is building an entirely new financial transportation system, you may eventually need both. Stablecoins are exploding because they solve an obvious problem. They allow dollars and other forms of value to move digitally. But digitizing the dollar does not automatically solve the much bigger problem underneath the global financial system. How does value move between different currencies, different stablecoins, different banks, and potentially different tokenized markets without locking enormous amounts of capital everywhere? That is where this conversation gets much more interesting, because the bigger stablecoins become, the bigger the interoperability problem could become with them. Let's start with RLUSD. RLUSD gives Ripple something incredibly important, a regulated representation of the US dollar that can move digitally. That matters for payments. It matters for settlement. It matters for tokenized assets. It matters for institutions that want dollar liquidity on blockchain infrastructure. And it could matter enormously as more of the financial system moves on chain. But here is a mistake people make. They assume that because RLUSD can move dollars, XRP is no longer necessary. But ask yourself a bigger question. What happens when there isn't just one stablecoin? What happens when there are hundreds? A US dollar stablecoin, a euro stablecoin, a Japanese yen stablecoin, a British pound stablecoin, tokenized bank deposits, tokenized money market funds, tokenized treasuries, and potentially stablecoins issued by banks and massive corporations. Now we have created digital money, but we have also created another problem. Everything still has to communicate with everything else. Imagine a future where every major institution has its own digital dollar. Bank A has one stablecoin, Bank B has another, a technology company has another, a foreign bank has its own currency token. Every single asset may be perfectly functional inside its own ecosystem. But the moment those ecosystems have to exchange value, somebody has to provide the connection. Otherwise, what have we actually done? We recreated the existing correspondent banking system on blockchain. Instead of banks maintaining dozens of relationships between traditional currencies, they could eventually be forced to maintain liquidity between dozens or even hundreds of digital currencies. That doesn't eliminate trapped capital. It potentially multiplies it. And this is where the concept of a neutral bridge asset becomes incredibly important. Because instead of creating a direct liquidity relationship between every asset in the system, you potentially connect to those assets through one neutral intermediary. That is the role XRP was designed to pursue. Not to replace every currency, not to replace the dollar, not to replace RLUSD, but potentially to sit between different forms of value. This is why I love the analogy. RLUSD is the car, XRP is the fuel. The car is what people recognize. It is what they sit inside. It is what actually carries the passenger. But the fuel is what allows that car to move from point A to point B. RLUSD could become an incredibly important digital dollar, but XRP's potential use case is completely different. RLUSD represents a specific currency. XRP is currency neutral, and that distinction matters because a dollar stablecoin is still fundamentally attached to the dollar. Someone has to issue it, someone has to hold reserves behind it, someone has to redeem it. There is an issuer and therefore some degree of counterparty structure. XRP does not represent a liability issued by a bank. It is a native digital asset. And theoretically, that allows it to serve as neutral liquidity between separate financial ecosystems. The bigger the number of tokenized currencies becomes, the more valuable interoperability could become, which means something counterintuitive may happen. The success of stablecoins could actually increase the need for bridge liquidity instead of eliminating it. Now step back and look at Ripple strategically. They are not simply building one cryptocurrency. They have been building infrastructure around payments, custody, stablecoins, institutional liquidity, and tokenization. And that should tell you something. The future financial system probably isn't going to run on one asset. It is going to be an ecosystem. You may have stablecoins representing money, tokenized treasuries representing collateral, tokenized securities representing ownership, and neutral digital assets facilitating liquidity and settlement between those different markets. That is why framing the conversation as RLUSD versus XRP may be fundamentally wrong. The more important question could be, how do RLUSD and XRP work together? Because if Ripple can create the vehicle people want to use while simultaneously owning infrastructure surrounding the liquidity required to move between markets, that becomes a much larger strategy. The stablecoin brings value into the rails. The bridge asset potentially helps move that value across the rails. And this brings us to the real XRP thesis. XRP does not need every person in the world to buy coffee with XRP. It does not necessarily need to become the currency sitting inside everyone's bank account. Its biggest potential opportunity is underneath the surface: liquidity infrastructure, moving value between different forms of money, different countries, different institutions, different blockchains, and potentially different tokenized assets. That is a completely different market, and it is why judging XRP only by what is happening on retail exchanges today could miss the bigger picture entirely. The question isn't simply how many people are buying XRP. The question is what happens if financial infrastructure eventually needs XRP, because infrastructure assets can remain overlooked for years until the system built around them becomes large enough that the infrastructure is no longer optional. So the next time someone tells you RLUSD makes XRP unnecessary, remember this: a digital dollar and a neutral bridge asset solve two completely different problems. RLUSD can represent the dollar, XRP can potentially connect the dollar to something else. And as tokenization expands, the number of digital assets requiring connectivity may explode. More stablecoins, more tokenized securities, more tokenized collateral, more digital currencies, more networks, more fragmentation, and potentially a greater need for neutral liquidity between all of them. That is why I don't look at RLUSD as the XRP killer. I look at RLUSD as another vehicle entering the financial system Ripple has spent years trying to build. And if that system eventually requires a neutral asset to move liquidity between those vehicles, then remember the analogy. RLUSD is the car, XRP is the fuel, and you can build the greatest car in the world, but without fuel, it isn't going anywhere. Hope you got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.